Let's see what we can get going down this hill. 32, 35, 37, 39, 42, 44, 44 and a half miles an hour. All right, guys, we are out and running today. We are on the wired Freedom bike today. We have it in pedal assist 2. We're sitting with 60 amp hours of battery on this. So we got the one in the tube that's 20, we got the 15 under the rack, and I've got a 25 on top of the rack. So we should have plenty of battery. We're going out to test it this time, see how it runs out. This thing is a big bike. It's kind of uncomfortable for me. It's so big. It's a little intimidating. So just remember that, guys, if you guys are thinking about one of these wired bikes. They're pretty big. Might want to consider the 24-inch. Not even sure if, does Wired have a 24? I think they do. Joel will have a 24-inch bike, so something to consider. We are actually out here on Saturday. Not the greatest of weather. It's in the 30s, so that's a plus for me. We could get rain because it's in the forecast. Freezing rain, too. Even better. We're going along at 29.6 miles an hour here in Pass 2. This is one thing, it's a quick bike, boy. And that's what I wanted. I mean, that's why people are buying these, is they're quick. I don't need to go a million miles an hour, but I want to have the ability to get going, especially on a road like this. Everybody that sees me on this road thinks I'm on a highway. They always go, why do you ride on a highway? It's actually not a highway. It's state-owned at this point because we just went under a highway. So by now you saw last week's tri-hauler ride. That was on a bike with a torch sensor, where this bike has a cadence sensor. By the time I get in, I was relatively tired. So I just felt a little skip in this derailleur. So I did play with this thing, but I couldn't put it on the load. But it's definitely a lot better at this point. I actually couldn't believe it was just basically the cable adjustment. Usually you don't have it in every single gear, that skip, if it is the cable adjustment. It's usually either on the higher or the lower. So according to this, we're doing 33, but that's not right because we're doing 15.9. There we go, 16. So we're already on the battery down to 96, but that's common on this bike. Always seems to drop. I think I'm usually at 91 at this point. I am going to see what kind of speed we can get on this thing. So we're at 37, 42, 43, 41, 43.2, so 43.2. And out of that heavy pedaling, it only skipped once. So I definitely improved upon it. Now we're down to 93. So this bike had 10 wire on it, so I did continue with the 10 wire. Let's see what we can get going down this hill. 32, 35, 37, 39, 42, 44, 44 and a half miles an hour. Back down to Pass 2. Back up to 94 on the battery, so we just recovered a little bit of it. I know we went out, I think we did, I don't know, 20 miles. We chewed up quite a bit of the battery on this the last time. 23, something like that. I don't remember. It was a while ago. I actually got my screen on today. I'll probably shut it off here after a little while, but I wanted to make sure we were looking at the right thing out in front of us. I wish it would show me the audio on this thing too. Oh, it does show audio. Expecting my new camera today. Won't be used on rides like this, but it's for in the shop. I explained that on my last ride. It's a DJI Action 2 camera. That camera is going to be used exclusively in the shop. So that thing is really small. I can stick it on my shirt. I can show you guys what's going on in front of me when I'm doing something, you know, in the shop as far as working on bikes. So I have no idea where I'm going today. Just figured I'd get out here. I was getting a late start. Honestly, I was editing the video that will go out today and uploaded it, making the thumbnail and all that good stuff. Supposed to have the new bike come in today. Still says it's coming in by end of day, but it won't be. I'm sure by tonight at 8 o'clock, I'll have the revised thing saying the bike will be coming on probably Monday, because that's usually what happens. I seem to get bikes on Monday or Fridays, because those are about the 2 days that my wife has to go into work. And bikes usually require a signature. So other than this bike being a very tall bike, it's nice, very nice. I mean, you guys can't go wrong buying one of these bikes for the money. But I think the E-Cells is just as good as this one. And the bike that Joel is going to be coming out with, which is e-bike Escapes, is the same bike. And they're all about the same money. And at this point, I don't know, they're probably all about the same. I'm hoping to have this one, and I'll have e-bike Escapes bike, but that's not coming for a couple of months. And the last time I talked to Joel, we still hadn't quite nailed down. I mean, we know what direction we want to go in. He wants to go in. I say we because we do a lot of discussing, and he listens to a lot of what I have to say, and I hope I help him in the end. I think Joel's going to get real popular with these bikes, and I wouldn't mind being his citizen cycle. Saw another bike out there. I actually subscribed to their email list back, I don't know, 2 months ago. Wow, you should see the bike that they're coming out with. I believe the news will be coming out on January 7th is the date of release, I believe. There's nothing on their website about it for the most part. But I've seen pictures of two of the bikes they're making, and one of them is a moped style, and it's freaking awesome. I've been told that the price isn't going to be crazy. It's going to be up there, right in line with other bikes that are of this scale. So, yeah, the Derailleur is much better. It's skipping every once in a while, so maybe a little bit more adjustment. I was going to turn the bike upside down and really work at it, because it's easier that way. But I got the mirrors on it. I didn't feel like screwing with the mirrors and putting the handlebar jacks on the bike. So I just did it on the ground and, you know, turn it, and hope that I adjusted it correctly. So it's jumping around now, but only in sixth. So we got Christmas behind us. This week we got New Year's coming up. Well, by the time you see this, New Year's will already be gone. I've had the whole last week off, which was nice. Well, it's last day and back to work, but then we're out again on Wednesday. But he's not giving us the Thursday and Friday off because it's time to get back to work. Trying to make some money. I considered hitting another rail trail today, not the same one we've done 3 times in a row. It's a little bit warmer. I think there'd be a lot of mud out there. I really don't want mud all over the bike. I hate dirty bikes. I clean them, but I hate dirty bikes. So I meant to look at that tri-hauler to see if I had reset that thing to restrict it to the 20 miles an hour or whatever it was. But I haven't. It was a fun ride though. I know I was on a trike, but it was fun. I don't know what the New Year's Day will bring for weather, but maybe I'll get a bike ride in that day. I'm hoping. this video, like I said, will be for the Saturday, but if I could get a jump on the following Saturdays, it'd be awesome. Definitely, if we get that Happy Run bike in, we'll have to do something with that. So again, this bike is a good bike for me in pedal assist 2. We're going right along here at 27 mile-ish an hour, 26, 27. We are 7.7 miles into this journey. I did kick it up into pedal assist 3 here. It's a pretty good hill here. Again, I'm in 6 and it's jumping around, but 6 is a very comfortable place to be. I just knocked it up into 4 as this hill just got even more intense, and I want to get up it, get away from this traffic. I'm about to crest it, so I'm going to be knocking it down. 3, 2. So we got tires on this bike that are like the Allscapes, but they're not. They're, I forget what they're called. But I had talked Joel when we were talking, and he was going to ship the bike with the Kinder Crusades on it. And I said, man, you know, I'm going to be using this bike on the road a lot more than trails. And I said, these Allscape tires are good on the trail, or, I mean, I wouldn't want to get out in the woods with them because they are definitely more street tire, but they're like a motorcycle tire. I feel they're a thicker tire too. I feel like they might be a better tire for an e-bike, especially a faster e-bike than the Kenders. But he's going to offer the bikes with both, which is nice. It's going to come with they're not Allscapes, there's another name. They're all made by the same manufacturer. They just, I don't know, they market everything out, you know. Chrysler, Dodge, Plymouth, you get it. I think that way there when they sell to different bike shops and stuff, you know, and bike shop can say, well, you know, Bob's bike down the road has the same tire. They can say, oh, it's not the same tire. This is an Allscape, or this is a, whatever these are. So I'm really hoping Joel gets some drawings in of the bikes, because I'd like to show you guys what these look like, and I have discussed with him as soon as he gets the drawings in, please send them over and I'd get the word out. He's got a channel too, but his channel right now is pretty small. I was on there today. I think he's under 200 subs, so it's hard to get those subs when you're first out there. It took me damn close to a year to get 1,000, so I've been looking at my analytics more and more lately, just trying to see which ones do better stuff. So the TK Pro video that I did, that I had held back the review video, that did, I don't know, it's at close to 460 now views. But people are watching that one longer, and I picked up, honestly, I picked up like 37 subscribers on that that video. So there's a lot of people apparently that watched it and said, oh, I'm going to subscribe to this channel. So, but I did throw it out on the Mooncool site, so anybody that's interested in buying a Mooncool probably wants to see some more of my videos. So, and I think when I took the stand on that bike where I wouldn't release the reviews and stuff until they told me they were going to have a fix for that bike, probably put some credibility into my channel as far as people thinking, you know, they automatically think, oh, they're getting paid. I've had that come back to me before when I defended Mooncool. And quite honestly, if I see something on Facebook that I don't think's right, I let my contact know. I can tell you they put on 2 more people just to do the Facebook stuff. So I think right now the best way to get in touch with Mooncool is to post it on Facebook. I see the answers coming in pretty quick. I reached out to her about my battery. She sent me a new label and they're going to make arrangements to have it picked up. But I'm hoping that I can do it another way, because they're coming with that Happy Run bike. And I'm hoping that my wife's home, when she signs for it, she can give the guy the battery. That way there, it's done. And I did my end of the bargain. And she told me my new battery will be coming out as of the 1st. So I noticed that Electric is shipping bikes. So I hope to have at least the X-Peak in soon. I have not got any notification. I am assuming that being the loyal customer service people they are, they're probably trying to fill the pre-orders before they go shipping creators free bikes. So, and I don't blame them. You know, not that I want to wait, but I get it, because people ordered, paid good money. They should get the bike as soon as they got them. So, I agree. I can wait. Honestly, it's a bad time of the year. I'm definitely going to get out there and ride them and do my reviews on them, but not a great time of the year for me. I'm going to probably strip down the other one and move the stuff over, so we'll be doing videos on that. I'll put the other one back to factory. I am hoping that they send the step through. You know, I'm hoping a lot of these companies, they're all aware of the wobble now, so this thing probably wobbles like a freaking champ right now because of the battery on the back. But I'm not riding no hands. I'm not worried about it. I did put the Cane Creek bearing on this thing. I am going to pull it apart and change it to the stronger setting. They come in the middle. I left it there, installed it because it worked on the X-Peak, but it ain't working on this one. And I got a ton of weight on that rear rack, so we're at 85% on the battery, and we're at 11.5 miles. So yes, we definitely increased our battery, obviously, and we're riding at relatively high speeds here. Again, I punched it up for that corner. So here I am, sticking my arm out. I got a bike that wobbles, and I've got to stick my arm out because I got to tell that guy I'm turning, and we don't have directionals on this bike. Come on, Wyatt, what are you doing? Same with E-cells. How about some front and rear directionals? Joel, I told him front and rear directionals. He's got them as an option. So if you want front and rear directionals, you need to get a hold of Escape Bikes and get your bike ordered. Like I said, they're going to pretty much be like the, I won't say wired. They are like the wired bike and the E-cells. So E-cells just changed their frame style on it. So they're not going to have the slide-in battery. It's going to be a fully inserted into a hydroformed frame battery. So it'll be an internal battery on that. And then they'll have the second battery on the rear. I have convinced Joel to go that route. And I don't know what the final outcome was. I talked to him last week, I believe. And his manufacturer said that he could do that. We were trying to finalize everything on it. So, and we were discussing reinforcing the frame in different, ways. So, trying to make this thing, especially the step through that I'm getting. So I'm getting the Mountaineer. So I'm getting their top of the line all-wheel drive bike. It's got the dual crown fork on the front, gas dual crown fork. Gonna be a nice bike. I did get the pack in, so I have the same pack that I bought for this bike because I'm going to move the battery and not the pack, because I had to kind of wire this into this bike, and I could have taken it off, but it would have meant pulling the wires through the pack every time, and then I have to feed them in through the other bike, and I don't want to do that. So this will stay on here, and the other one will stay on Joel's bike. So Joel, you don't have to send me that free bag when my bike comes in if you don't want. I'll take it. It's a Rock Brothers bag. It's a nice one. I've got one at home too. But I'm not even using the Rock Brothers bag, really. It is a bag I take with me when I'm going to strap it onto like a review bike or something. But I don't know how long I'm going to keep it. So I pretty much have every bike that was sent to me and ones that I purchased, except I got rid of the electric XP 3.0 because, quite honestly, that Hanovia all-wheel drive just eats that bike up. I was like, why would I want this 3.0 with a 500 watt motor when I have this Hanovia with two 750 watt motors on it and the battery lasts longer? So I moved that one along. The other one that I sold was the Veribus. The Veribus was a disaster. That's one of the first trikes I got from a manufacturer. They were really good about it, but they knew that bike was a disaster. They had a lot of problems with that thing. And everybody that got it had the same problem. I know two, well, Richard's one. Same problem I had. The controller crapped out on it. It would overheat, stop working. Dan at e-bike reviews. Sorry, Dan, you're changing your handle so many times. I forget what you are. Senior e-bike reviews, something like that. But he had the exact same problem. So I moved that bike along. The company was never going to reach out to me again. I think we're going to extend today's ride. I'm going to go down to the southern side of this rail trail for a bit, and then when we will turn around when we get down there and come back. So we haven't been down this way in a while. A little bit of ice on the sidewalks here. This is the rail trail that's a great rail trail until it gets to one town and then it just kind of stops. We tried to take that Hanovia all-wheel drive bike down the other side of it where it gets it's gravel and it's just a mess. I couldn't make it on the Hanovia. We did get quite a ways. I literally had to cross over brooks and stuff. So yeah, it was nuts. And they're supposed to be doing it. I think they're trying. So there's a lot of federal money out there, but they're trying to get the state to eat a lot of it too. You gotta be careful on this. This thing's got some throttle and it's snowy and icy. How you doing? And because it's on pavement, I worry a little bit more. Like I said, these are not Kenda tires on this thing. They're more like a motorcycle road tire. I take them on the trail, they work fine. I think they'll do good for this too. They do list right on it that they are snow tires, so I just don't know. And like I said, this is not a 20-inch bike that I can jump off real quick and get control of it. This is a high bike. You know, I bought this thing used, but I paid for this. I don't know. This thing might get moved along at some point because I don't like how high it is. So I'm just getting older, not younger. So I'm getting my feet wet today. So these boots are not waterproof. I think I'm going to throttle for a little bit here and keep my feet out of the water. Alex, Maximum Charge just texted me. He must have been doing something today because I texted him this morning and he's just getting back to me now, so he keeps texting me. I'm trying to read the text when they come in, but they're sideways and I shouldn't be reading them anyways yet. I'll read them when I get home. Hopefully my feet will dry because I'm keeping them out of the water and we're moving along at this point. That's why I asked Joel if he could bring the fender down on the back of these bikes. So the fender that he had it looked like like a dirt bike fender. It sat way up. I remember the fork on that, it's a dual crown fork. It needed to be, it was way up, the mounting for it. So he's gonna have to come up with a different mounting. And the wired one, on the dual crown fork, the fender rattles like crazy. Everybody's taking them off, so that's not the answer either. But he said his manufacturer knew how to do it and make it not rattle and stuff. So we're almost to the end of this trail. We got people on it, so I think I'm going to turn when I get a chance to use the throttle here so I can get up on the seat. We're going to continue using the throttle because I don't want to get my feet wet. And they're already wet. So my new boots you saw from the last thing, they totally screwed that one up, so I've got to order new ones. Problem is, I went on Amazon and everything's out of stock in the size that I want. And I don't want to end up getting the boots, you know, in the spring. That'll be great for the following year. I had bought boots when I twisted my ankle there. I said, you know what? I got that mountain bike coming in, the cyber bike. I want to get some good boots so I don't twist my ankle again. Because that was a good month and a half of injury on that too. So I never used them because I never got out on that bike really. We took it for some mild rides, but we didn't take it for the kind of rides that I wanted to. So I'm hoping next year we get to get out there on it and beat on that thing a little bit. I do see I follow the Facebook page on that one. There's a lot of whining from people on that about customer service. That I don't understand because it is a small company. I would just think customer service would be all over it. So one thing that happened too, so I did that young rack video. Very good rack guys too. So it's no longer young rack, it's now Cavett or something like that. So I did change the name. I changed the thumbnail on the video and stuff to the Cavett. They actually offered me I think I get 10% commission on it. Another company I could potentially make a little bit of money on. Hey, it all adds up in the end, right? And I never went into this thing to make money. I just wanted to make a little money. Right now, I'd be happy if it was self-supporting. So, problem is, I like to upgrade my channel. I'm pretty, you know, I always say I'm pretty there with all the stuff that I got, and I always find an excuse to buy something else. So, I just actually added I just got it in today. I haven't even taken out the package yet. I got to set a table up, and but I bought a 3D printer, so I'm hoping to be able to print some bike parts, mostly brackets and stuff. Whenever I do something and if I need something that I normally go to Home Depot, walk around and look at everything in the store and finally find something, and then I cut it up and, you know, change it and paint it and whatever I got to do to it, weld it to make it work for me. So I am hoping that with this 3D printer, I can make some stuff up. I have to figure out what I'm doing, but there's a lot of free stuff out there. Like the little thumb throttle things. You can get those all over the place. So I can be making those, but I'm not selling crap, and I don't want those thumb throttles. So yeah, I'm just talking about the little pads that go on the twist throttles. I think people sell them for like $15 or whatever. I couldn't be bothered. It's too much work from too little money for me. I had to improvise all the time when I customize something and I go, oh, I need a bracket, or I need this, I need that, and oh, if I had this. So like I said, I don't know anything about 3D printers, but I'm going to try to learn, and I'm going to try to learn some CAD software. Not gonna know it like crazy, but maybe enough to get by. You can also buy a tool that you scan it with like a camera thing, and it does a three-dimensional drawing of it, and you can print off of that. I'm still staying on throttle because I want to keep my feet out of the water here. So we are at 18 miles and we are at 80% on the battery. And I can almost bet you that if I stopped, this thing would probably recover up to, I don't know, 82, 3. How you doing? Bunch of grumpies on this trail. They usually are grumpies on this trail. So the nice thing about this bike is we move right along. We're not killing the battery. We shouldn't with the amount of battery we got on this. I started thinking, I don't know, I don't know the history of these batteries on this bike. For all I know, the guy could have froze the batteries or something. So I don't know what condition the batteries are in, even though they have virtually no miles on it. And maybe that's why when I take it out, it drops down to 91 right off the bat. I don't know. As much as I haven't hit dirt, but bike's getting plenty wet, that's for sure. So I'll do the same thing I did with the tri-haul last week. I'll bring it in and I put the, I have a big 240 volt electric heater that I bought for the garage. I have it on a, it's got a hang up for the wall, so it hangs up high. But I can't take it down and put it down lower. And I put it in front of the bike and heat it up and warm it up. How you doing? Always the old ladies that talk to me and are nice. So these gloves were really nice gloves. So guys want some gloves. I think I spent $20, something like that on these things. They're worth it. I've never had them on anything but the lowest setting so far. So, and they keep your fingertips warm. My other gloves were warm, but they didn't keep my fingertips warm all the time. I mean, they would for a while. But if you're only going out for an hour or something, yeah, they were good gloves. But I'm always out here for more than an hour. We're at 53 minutes so far. Almost an hour. I know I cut these videos down. My videos have been going out a lot longer than I want them to. I know people don't watch them all the way. I don't really care, so I'm not doing half videos anymore unless I have to. I'll try to keep them full videos and keep them as entertaining as I can. I gotta start doing some other videos. I'm hoping some bikes start dropping and we could start looking at these new bikes, where we're going. You know, what's the new thing of the future here? You know, what's 2025 going to be about? I think we had a lot of trikes last year, at least my channel did. End of the year started going towards cargo bikes, so I predict cargo bikes will be in beginning of the year. And I see a lot of these dual motor bikes coming out, so I do a lot of research, guys, looking at as many bikes as I can. There's so many manufacturers out there. I stumble on them all the time. But I do other research too, not only on bikes. I do it on electric motorcycles and, anything kind of electric towards this trade, this bike thing or whatever. And one of the things that is where batteries are going. So we've got these lithium batteries now, which are not the best thing in the world. I mean, they're damn good batteries for getting some mileage out of them. They're a lot less dangerous than people think they are. At some point, they're going to come out with different batteries. These car manufacturers are just going to push them to the point where they need to come out with different batteries because, one, the price of the lithium and stuff is too much to make batteries cheap, so they're going to have to come out with other types of batteries. And I know solid-state batteries is something that could be coming out. Hyundai Kia is developing a car with solid-state batteries in it. I believe it will be out soon. So I think in the next 5 years, you're going to see solid-state batteries. Is something that may be coming out on e-bikes, because once they start experimenting with cars and then they go, hey, we can make that solid-state battery cheaper, smaller, lighter, and bigger, they'll do it on the bikes too. So I'd say within 5 years, we'll be looking at some choices on batteries. So, I mean, a lot of people thought those I forget what they're called. They're not a lithium battery, and they're like, oh, these are safe. Yeah, they also weigh a ton. So you get a battery that's a 20 amp hour battery, and the thing weighs twice as much as the lithium. So that wasn't the way to go. And, these bikes keep going up into power-wise, which I see a lot of powerful bikes coming through. I mean, it seems like manufacturers are going with a minimum of 1,000, 1,500 watt. I mean, I like that. I know everybody doesn't. But at what point are these things not bicycles anymore, So they gotta come out with a way that we can ride these things and register them and stuff, because this bike technically is illegal on the road in the state of New Hampshire. Now I could turn it back to a class 2 with a couple of hits of a button here. Then it would be debatable in a court of law. So if it was class 2 and it was only pumping out 750 watts, Is it a class 3 bike anymore? Does it have a, big motor on it? I don't know, because they don't define nominal wattage and, peak wattage. So they may have to do that. I hope they don't. I mean, like I said, most people tell me, we don't care what you're riding so long as it's still a bike. It's got to have pedals on it. That you're respectful and drive it like you should be. I mean, and they look at it, if I'm on a road that's 45 miles an hour and I'm pedaling 40 miles an hour, they don't care. I'm not going over the speed limit. I'm still going under the speed limit. If I'm respectful of what I'm doing, I'm not cutting people off, I'm not holding people up, I'm not, and I'm driving safely, they don't care. Cops don't want to go back at the end of the day and start writing reports on all the, stuff that they had to do for the day. The least amount of reports is good for them. So I know a lot of cops, and I know most of the cops would just rather have the problem go away, They want their day simple, like most other people. Yeah, I thought about going on the rail trail there that goes across the river. We go across that bridge, that old railroad bridge, but like I said, it was too wet of a day. I mean, look at the water we were hitting on that, and we were on pavement. So turkeys, they escaped Thanksgiving apparently. I have 2 lame ass videos that I may or may not edit and put out. One's putting a battery on this. Just seems like the same old, but people with a wired bike might want to see how to put it on, so I'll probably do that. I also have I changed the gear on that HJM. I recorded that. I had already put the bigger gear on it. They kept breaking the chain, so I needed to change that. So I'm actually changing them from the big gear back down to the medium-sized gear, because that's what I put on it and left it on it because it works fine. And I don't know on that bike whether I gain any speed or not. I'm still, the jury's out, because I got to play with the screen on that. I may not have gained anything. I know the GPS is higher. It used to be lower, because I had gone, one was a little too low, so I switched it to the one that was a little bit higher, but it was closer to the actual speed, but I knew I was going to be picking up more mileage on that bike than I was actually getting. Not by a lot, but if you did 20 miles, you might have picked up a mile, I don't know. And the other way, I wasn't quite up to the speed, so it was better to go with the other tire size that was a little higher. Now I'm a little bit lower, so I definitely gained something, but I really thought the overall speed on that originally was 25 miles an hour, and that's about what I'm getting out of it now, so a little confused. Like I said, though, I may have reset that thing to the way it comes from the factory, which was limited to 20 miles an hour. So now maybe at the 20, it's doing 25. So if I can get it to 25, we'll be doing close to 28. Let's say. I don't know if I'd want to go 28 miles an hour on that thing. Be okay going on the road down the straight, but that bike sits up kind of high. That's why I like that bike that Richard's got, that trike. Sits down nice and low. But I thought about reaching out to them and offering them, see if I could get them to sell to me at a discounted price. But again, trying to, I guess, get away a little bit from the trikes. I don't know if my channel went in the right direction with the trikes last year, or if I should have stayed with the bikes. My channel is, I don't know, 45% of my viewers are over 65. And I don't have a problem with that, but, I'm attracting old people. No, and the next group which is like at 32%, 35% is 55 to 65. So I got hardly any in the 35 to 45 group, and I have nothing below that. So I'm not attracting anybody that's younger. And I would think that these bikes would attract the 45-year-olds. And some of the big problems, YouTube-wise, is older people don't even have a YouTube account, so their views don't even count. So if I go on and I look at my analytics and I say this video, my video says, just to put a number on it, that we have 400 views on this thing. And I go to my analytics and it says I have 670 views on it. So you go, what? Well, that's the actual views you get. So if somebody clicks in, so I paste these up on Facebook too. So if I put this thing on Facebook and somebody watches it from Facebook, I don't get credit for it. I make the money on the commercials and stuff, but I don't make it doesn't count as a view because you never logged in. So a lot of like I said, older people don't have YouTube accounts. So it hurts me. So to get a strong channel, I need to, I'm trying to get a good spot here. It's a pain in the ass for me to get off this bike, and especially with this huge battery on the back now. All right, guys, stopped here. We're going to take a look at the wired bike here. We've got, like I said, I got my pack on the back with a 25 amp hour battery in it. You've got a 20 amp hour battery on the down tube here, and you've also got a 15 amp hour battery right here on the rack. This bike's got full suspension. I put a 58 tooth crank on this bike. I changed it to an Acera Derailleur. I have the 1134 gears on this bike. I changed the pedals on it, changed the tires over to these tires here. This is the tires we were talking about. So I'll show you the tread pattern on these things. So they are very aggressive, so they are good on pretty much everything. So this is the front of the bike. I did change out the handle grips. I changed the brakes over on this thing to the Zoom brakes, basically because I wanted the red. I put a lot of the red down here. It's a very cloudy day today, so I'm sorry about the way it is here, but at least we're getting out here and riding. Again, got the Zoom brakes on the rear. You got full suspension. Your controllers down here on a bike. You've got the suspension shock here. I put the Blue Wind seat on this bike, red. This is my big pack. This pack here is for a motorcycle. And I bought another one. So these are about $71, but it fits a giant size battery in here. I got the battery in the back. It's a really nice setup that I did on this. So I'll just give you a little peek. This is my my tool kit here, and the big 25 amp hour battery sitting right there. It's big, like I said. We got big number 10 wire going up to this thing, and everything fits in here nice. Do I have the wobble? Yeah, the wobble's there. Am I going to let go of the handlebars? Nope, I'm not. So that's what we got on this bike. Don't know what else to say. It's a wired bike. These things are quick, they're fast. I like them. Take a look at this side. You can see the mirrors that I put on this bike. They're bar-end mirrors. They're steel, aluminum. They're motorcycle type. I've been ordering these for my bikes lately. I like them better. I put these grips on, really nice grips. And you can see we've got my screen up here. I put a little pack here so I can put my keys for the bike in there. I can put my wallet in there. I have an air tag in this bell. Your controllers are here. Like I said, I like to see directionals on this bike, front and rear. You have a 7-speed index shifter here. So that's the bike, guys, and we'll get going again. So we're at, don't know when we went in, what the battery was at, but we're at 75%. So this thing's doing real good. We're at 24.5 miles at this point, and we're down to 74%. So this thing is good for a good ride, that's for sure. At some decent speed. I'm only at an hour 7 on the time. We've gone that almost 24 and a half miles. It's because we've been keeping up a pretty good pace on this thing. I was trying to see what our average speed was. I'm sure it's on there, but I'm not going to bother trying to figure it out now. And I did look when I stopped to see what Alex had texted me, and he's up in New Hampshire. Looks like he's hiking up in the mountains of New Hampshire. So, Alex, you're a crazier guy than I am, but you're also a lot younger, and I was a lot crazier when I was a lot younger. So, but hey, enjoy your life, man, and going up the mountains there is a blast. So I've been up. I went to Tuckerman's Ravine in the middle of the winter once with a friend of mine. We stayed in a lean-to up there overnight. We basically kept warm with our cooking stove and stuff. So, but it was fun. I remember it to this day. People skiing that it's incredible. It's you're crazy if you're skiing down there, but they do. I don't ski, so skiing itself is crazy to me. It's like jumping out of an airplane. Why? Looks like we may have more turkeys, guys. So apparently the turkeys all came out of hiding, and they're up here. So can you guys see the turkeys? I don't see any toms. They're all the females here. See them running on the... We got a lot of turkeys up here. We're starting to get a lot of bobcats and stuff up here too. A lot of rabbits. Rabbits bring in the predators too. So there's they still deny it, I think, the state, but there's been a lot of sightings of bigger cats too. I think they're making a comeback. So we are at 26 miles. I kind of want to push it out just to see where we're at 30 miles, but I don't know. See what we got left in us, and my feet are starting to get cold. I'm hoping for nice weather on New Year's. I remember one year on Christmas, it was such a nice day. I took my motorcycle out. I think it was like 70 degrees out on Christmas one year. That was a little while ago, but because I haven't had motorcycles in, I don't know, long time now. Not more than 10 years, but it's probably getting up there. One of these days I'll have to put a picture down of my garage with motorcycles in it. People used to laugh at me and say, what do you need, one for every day of the week? No, it was for whatever mood I was in, kind of like with my bikes. So we're out here, hour 24. It's kind of a short ride for me, but like I said, we're doing it faster because we're on the wired bike here. So the speed is up there. But we've gone 28 miles so far, so, and we're at 67% on the batteries. So we'll be at almost 29 miles by the time I get home, so decent ride. This is about where I say goodbye to you guys all the time. So at this point, I'm going to say thanks for coming along, and we'll get out there again next Saturday. Which it'll be a new year by the time you see this. Have a great week, guys. Have a great New Year's, and thank you very much for coming along. All right, guys, I want to thank you for watching my video today, and if you are interested in buying a bike or something, please check with my affiliate links. That helps the channel out greatly. Again, guys, hit that like and subscribe on the way out, and thank you very much for watching. You guys are awesome. Thank you.